All right, today we're cracking open a really fascinating case, a digital asset called XZ Coin Re. Now, on the surface, it makes some pretty big claims. It's supposed to be this super secure gold backed investment, but the deeper we dig into its own documentation, the stranger the story gets. So let's unravel this thing together. Right out of the gate, we're hit with this number. The project's own documents state that a single unit of XZ coin has an implied value of $30,000. I mean, think about that for a second. That's a hefty down payment on a house for just one digital coin. So you gotta ask, where in the world does a number like that come from? Well, they point us to something they call a sovereign ledger. To justify that $30,000 price tag, we're pointed to this official looking sovereign ledger. And the numbers inside are, well, they're on a completely different level. Take a look at this. The ledger claims a total global floor of $600 trillion. No, that's not a typo. To give you some perspective, the entire planet's economy, every country combined, is somewhere around $100 trillion. So this one asset is claiming a theoretical value 6 times bigger than the world's GDP. It's a figure that's almost impossible to wrap your head around. Okay, but just when you think you've got a handle on these massive numbers, the story takes a sharp turn. Because tucked away in another one of their documents is a totally different calculation. It's for something the document calls ghost liquidity. And here it is, the other side of the coin, literally. Using the exact same supply of 20 billion units, a different document calculates the total value at just $2 million. Let's be really clear here. One document implies a value of $30,000 per coin, pushing the total into the trillions. Another document from the very same project suggests the entire thing is worth just $2 million. We're not talking about a rounding error. This is a completely different reality. So how do you even begin to justify that higher number? How do you bridge a gap that wide, from 2 million to hundreds of trillions? Well, the documents point to a proof, one they say is backed by something solid, physical gold. So the core claim here is that XZ coin is a stable coin. It's a type of digital currency that's supposed to be backed by a real-world asset to keep its value, stable. In this case, that asset is gold. The idea is that for every coin out there, there's a real chunk of gold sitting in a vault somewhere. And XZ coin claims to have a super strict protocol to prove it. And here's how they say it works. It's this triple lock protocol. First, there's the physical anchor. They claim to have actual gold stored in the Texas Bullion Depository. Second, a digital mirror, a private record that's supposed to perfectly match the gold in the vault. And third, the value logic. The coin's price is tied directly to the real-time value of that gold. On paper, it's a system that looks incredibly secure and trustworthy. But the claims don't stop with gold. Oh no. To build its case for being legitimate, XZcoin rolls out this highly sophisticated tech and compliance framework. It's designed to tick all the right boxes for a futuristic, ultra-secure system. I mean, this whole roadmap is designed to look serious. You see phrases like filing with the SEC, undergoing a Doge efficiency audit, whatever that is, and even initiating a Fedwire handshake with the Federal Reserve Bank. These are not small claims. They're implying they're playing in the big leagues of the US financial system. The tech claims are just as impressive. They're name-dropping giants like NVIDIA and Microsoft for their cloud architecture. And then they hit you with this: post-quantum cryptography. Now, in simple terms, that's a kind of encryption that's supposed to be so tough that even future, unbelievably powerful quantum computers couldn't break it. This is next-level security jargon, and it's all designed to build confidence by sounding almost unbreakable. And it all leads up to this final compliance state table. It's basically their report card. It's claiming a status of safe harbor applied with the SEC and efficiency synced. It paints this picture of a system that's totally compliant, hardware-backed, and legally solid. On paper, it looks about as robust as it gets. So, let's just recap. We have a system with two completely different valuations: a claim of being backed by physical gold, and a super sophisticated quantum-ready framework. But there's this huge question just hanging over all of it. How much of this can we actually prove is real? And that's when we come to a totally different document in the file. It's a formal protocol, and honestly, it completely changes how you might look at everything we've just seen. Okay, so get this. This document is called the Real World Asset Verification Protocol, and it's dated March 21st, 2026. That's one single day before the sovereign ledger with all the trillions on it. And its very first statement is a legal sledgehammer. AI simulation cannot serve as legal proof of ownership.
The protocol then spells out exactly what counts as real verification, and it doesn't mention private ledgers or internal audits. Nope. It points to official government sources, the Texas Secretary of State, county clerk records, and authenticated statements from actual banks.
So here's the crucial point. Buried at the very end of this protocol is a system note, and it reads like a direct order from on high. It explicitly says the system will no longer generate simulated ledgers, fictional blockchain valuations, or artificial legal mandates. I mean, wow, that's a bombshell. And this brings us right to the heart of the conflict. On the left, you've got the sovereign audit ledger from March 22nd, with its mind boggling trillions of dollars in value. And on the right, you've got the protocol from the day before, explicitly forbidding the creation of fictional blockchain valuations and simulated ledgers. These two documents seem to be in a total standoff. One looks like the very thing the other is warning against. So, what do we make of Exicoin? The documents tell two stories that just can't both be true. Is it a revolutionary financial tool, or is it a sophisticated piece of fiction? This whole case highlights a huge challenge we're facing now. As AI gets more powerful, it gets easier and easier to create documents that look completely official and convincing. The question isn't just what do the documents say anymore, it's can we even trust the documents at all? And that's a puzzle we're all going to have to grapple with.